Okay, people. Michelle in Ghana.
Yeah. So continue, go. You sure? Yeah. You don't even look at it.
They're arguing over where they should go and whether it's the correct turn on rate, right? But here what? People,
You don't even lead us to 1.1.
me no want. Okay, so let me make a disclaimer before me say what me I say. Okay, so let me make a disclaimer before I speak. I
You're going to turn right.
want it understood that what I'm going to be saying is not me being derogatory about where anybody lives, disregarding people's choices,
Yeah, go to the right.
nothing like that. I don't choose where people live. I don't choose people preferences. I have no problem where people live.
Oh, go up there. Yeah.
Nothing like that. But let me tell you something. I am an ape. I am a monkey. Call me that. I will take the status. I will embrace the status. And I will live with the status. Because people, Accra, for me. Nah. I had to keep reminding myself that I was in Ghana. And therefore, all of the stress of finding these locations, just moving from place to place, and the traffic and the business and the whatever, does not mean I was back in Georgia or Atlanta, Georgia to be specific, or New York. It did not mean that, right? So, for those persons who like Accra, the business of Accra, and I was just telling Davy and Carissa that Accra are for persons who lived in the US for 20 years or more, and they're acclimatized, conditioned, you know, those words you want to use, to the US, and they're inured to what I'm feeling now, right? Accra is not for me. If I could just turn right back and go back to Cape Coast, I would. But we already promised the person that we're coming. We're already trying to get the driver to understand we're not going back. So he should pick us up tomorrow. Although that in itself, we have to get somebody who speaks the language to make sure he understands. That's another story. But people, Accra ain't for me. The use of the GPS and the missing of the turn and the U-turns and the coming back reminded me too much of the US. Too much of the US. Looking at the big malls, I think I'd be okay looking at them from the television if I'm seeing them, and I'm not a television person, so you know, so it's neither here or me if I see it. And I was saying that taking a day out and coming here, yeah, and I want off that fine, but I can tell you from now I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. Nobody can get me to live in Accra. Accra is like, so when I lived in the US, one of the things I realized is that the business, the stress of traveling, just moving up and down, the stress of just getting to somewhere where you want to relax and enjoy was too much, and maybe not even worth the effort of coming out. So I suspect that if I lived in Accra, I would live in my house and become some kind of house degenerate, couch potato, bed potato, I don't know what. But I wouldn't be living here. I'd be existing. And again, I am not bashing anybody who lived in Accra. I am just talking about me and how I feel by what I'm seeing here. Carissa just said, I change my mind. You change your mind, Carissa? Yeah. Carissa said, because when they come here and they're in the hotel rooms with the ACs and the nice bedroom and they can use the microwave, not that you can't use microwave in Cape Coast, you know, but we haven't gotten there yet. So the break from not having any lights, not having a consistent refrigerator, you go in every time you want something cool and all of that, it get burdensome. So I understand the thought that okay, I wish I was in Accra, right? But baby, let me be clear. Accra isn't for everybody, right? And I remember somebody said, I think that was before I got here, that Accra is like Atlanta. And I am not going to even talk about infrastructure similarities or anything like that, right? I'm just going to talk about how I felt when I went to Atlanta for the first time. I wanted to ball. I wanted to turn back, but the stress to turn back would be a totally different thing from continuing, right? So I understand what the person means to know when they say, "You see how me I shake? I'm shaking because the car is on a road now that don't know why it's shaking like that, but you see how me I shake? I'm not doing it myself." But I'm telling you, the Accra vibes. The more we went in, so we visited 2 malls. We stopped at the West Hills, and then we said we were going to Accra. Wanted to check our computer guy to turn over our computer, but we need to get the driver to. We need to release the driver so that he can go home and then be okay with coming back to pick us up tomorrow. So, is that Nesbury? So, we didn't stay long in Accra Mall. They had a little look. Carissa said she identified a store there she wanted to go. I particularly don't want to go back to that area. I'm hoping she forgets about it. Yeah. But she saw a jewelry store that she wants to visit. She like jewelry. Of course, she don't have no money. So I don't know why she wants to go back there. But that is her business. So I let them go in. But the Kentucky, I think they bought a bucket of chicken. So they went and got the chicken. And they came back out and we left. But I'm telling you, it was too much of why, one of the reasons why I couldn't stand driving in the US, right? And I know it's not the US, but for a minute there I thought I was having a Daymare. All the things that I prefer, like, come on, God, it make you appreciate more where you live. That's for sure. It made me appreciate more where I live. I can come on, walk up the lane to the inner line of Judah, come back. When the rain fall, I come outside. No people. Why would you want? I don't understand why people do them things like want to expose themselves to this kind of living. I don't understand it. I don't understand. But I don't need to understand them. I just need to understand me, understand what I prefer and what I want for myself. So the quiet life I will embrace. I do know that some people have farming communities in the surrounding areas. I know that. I know you have other villages, other towns, like Tema and Denta, and I know Kumasi is the opposite somewhere. I know all of these places and it's on the outskirts of, and probably not as busy. But I don't hold out much hope that they are much different, to be honest. And listen to me, I'm not curious enough. I'm not going to debate anybody contradicting what I'm saying. To each his own. I'm just saying that my experience here is a total turn off for living in Accra. Yeah. And that's unequivocal. I don't care. That word come to mind. I hope I use it correctly. But people, why leave America and expose yourself to this? Kudos to those who live on farms and not in high-rise buildings. Not knocking it, but I just feel that at a point in life, the need for be true to you in well,
You said turn right.
I shouldn't say that again. I shouldn't say that
You said
either.
turn right as well.
Because
Right here.
staying true to yourself could very well mean living in a high-rise building and paying how much and embracing yourself to come out in all of these traffic and stress and whatever. So let me cut while I'm ahead and don't be saying things that will step on people's toes, because I know some people are very sensitive when it comes to their choices and preferences and freedom of choice, right? So we are all free to choose where we live, but people I can't say to them, not That's my little 2 cents in the Most High's name.